I've got 3 kids now. I've been here for almost half my life. It means everything. Just to be a part of the club, to captain the footy club is something that's something that feels precious now, and I just can't wait to get out on the green stuff out there and lead the boys, and hopefully give a few other teams a fair few headaches.
When the talk started, when it all happened, and there was talk of who was going to be the next captain, did you sort of, when you're driving along in your car, trying to beat the petrol meter that you do, did you think about it?
Yeah, I did, and it's not something that I'd ever thought a lot about. I'd played under some great leaders, and I was, really enjoyed. It's a good omen. And I really enjoyed being a part of that. But with the upheaval of the last few months, as soon as Griff left, I kind of made my mind up in an instant that that I wanted to be the captain. So thankfully, the club shared that opinion, and the players were kind enough to vote me in. So I haven't really thought about it, thought about the past too much since that moment, and relishing the role so far.
Yeah, good stuff. Hello. How are you, Jake?
Yeah, going very well.
Jeez, how could your arms get any bigger?
My arms or my legs?
Your arms. I was just moving down your body slowly, Jake. I was just taking it all in. I didn't want to rush.
Yeah, that's all right.
How's the pre-season been? I mean, it's only been a short time so far, but how have you settled into that?
Yeah, it's been good. I mean, I think we're a month in, me and Marcus, and it's been really positive, and we're all enjoying it. And obviously, the announcement of Bob being captain, all the young boys are looking forward to playing under him, and looking forward to taking the club somewhere special, which will be nice.
And did you get away during your break? Did you?
No, I didn't get away. I just stayed home and went back to Bendigo for probably 2 months and just stayed out of trouble, which was nice.
That's good for us all, Jake. We're all happy about that. Marcus, welcome.
Thank you. Great to be here.
How different is this year to last year for you?
Yeah, quite a bit different, actually. I guess I was standing in a similar position to these boys 12 months ago. So I think we've been given a bit more exposure to what an AFL pre-season is like just in this first month compared to the first couple of weeks at the club a year ago. And I've definitely, I think, been thrown in the deep end a bit more this year as the cotton wool's been taken off, and I found that out today, actually, with a tough running session.
Now, from all reports I'm hearing around the place, that it's a wonder that the new boys aren't sound asleep, because you had a hell of a session today, from what I've been told.
Yeah.
So if you're not off during this, it's not because I'm boring, it's because you're actually tired.
Genuinely tired. Yeah.
Was your first year everything you hoped it would be, and what you dreamt of as a kid?
I think it was quite a bit more, to be honest. I didn't expect to come in and, I guess, play probably as many games as I did, and be able to, I guess, cope with the year as, I guess, how I did. So for me, I guess your focus is to come in and you just want to play and experience your first game, and I was lucky enough to play quite a bit more than I expected and managed to get, I think, some valuable experience out of my first year.
Were you exhausted at the end of the season?
I have to say yes, by the end of it. I was lucky in a sense with how I was managed early on in the year, and the coaches looked after me, I guess, till I debuted. I didn't play a whole lot of games consecutively, which allowed me to play, I guess, later into the year, and I played the last probably 10 or so games of the year. So I was lucky in that sense, but it does catch you pretty quickly how tired you get a lot earlier in games. So I found myself probably fighting that a little bit towards the end.
Yep. Jake, did you feel it was a bit of a breakout year for you? You sort of found your spot and you took it by the scruff of the neck?
Yeah, I suppose I did. It was good in that middle part of the year where I got to play in the back line. It really opened my eyes up to how the big key forwards do it, because I got to play on Podsy Adley and Carlisle and a few of these blokes. So it gave me a few tricks that I was sort of be able to learn, and also, yeah, it was pretty much just a massive learning curve. And I really took that into the second half of the year and was lucky enough to get on the end of a couple, which was nice.
And how's your body holding up, Bobby?
It's not as big as strings, but it's holding up okay. So no, it's going okay, Kev. I'm obviously a lot older than most of the boys, but I feel invigorated and still getting across the ground okay, and not in the pool in rehab. So that's all I'm sort of after at this stage, is to stay healthy.
The pre-seasons have changed since you first walked in, haven't they? In terms of all that science side of it, that's now an integral part of what you do in the pre-season. Yeah, there are. The one thing that hasn't changed though is by the end of just about every day you feel absolutely cooked, and that was evident today. So it has gotten very scientific, and it's a very an elite environment. But it's underpinned by hard work and a bit about, I could only hear a bit about what Luke was talking about before about unity and about teammates and mateship. That's still what underpins it all, and doing it all together. So we've got great facilities, we've got great staff, we've got the best help you could imagine. But at the end of the day, the growth of the team and the players comes from how much they want it and how much we want to help each other. I asked Luke what sort of coach he thought he was. What sort of captain do you want to be?
I've been asked that a bit, Kev. Obviously, I'll be myself and lead by example. I think, in the past I've been probably a calming influence on the playing group, so I continue to do that, listen to players, and when the time comes to make decisions and be very forward, that's what I'll try to do. So, at different times you have to be all things as a leader. So, I've got a lot of good help around me, and I'll need a lot of good help in the future, but I just can't wait, and I'm looking to grow into the role as much as anyone.
Yeah. Jake, what are you smarter at now than you were when you first came to the club?
Training, weights, just being professional, I suppose. Obviously come from Bendigo, so country town, wasn't really in that elite of an environment, and then obviously to come down and